So I'll tell you all about it after this and stuff.
We are live, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, people of all ages everywhere. I don't know how we doing tonight on a glorious Thursday. Well, it's not actually glorious Thursday, but you know what I mean.
That's a glorious Thursday. It is a
Every
glorious.
Thursday is glorious.
Exactly. Yeah, take it for what it is. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm Jay Peeps. That's Ace.
And trying to figure out his camera. He has
Oh.
a different setup tonight. Both of us have different setups tonight. Both got kicked out of where we are.
No, I didn't get kicked out. I came home.
Oh yeah, he has a different background from that. I have stuff, so my room is
Yeah.
unavailable for right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
We'll
don't
be
know what
back
happened
next
to
week.
me. I do not know what
All
happened to you.
My
came home.
mic's all tied up.
You got some stuff lined up for you. I don't know what he's doing, but as he tries to set that up. But
I'm
yeah,
back.
as you know, we're gonna talk about a couple things tonight. NFC South slowly starting to impress, actually exceeding everyone's expectations
Shockingly.
through 2 weeks. I know. Also, too, I don't know if you heard the news today. Trevon Diggs already lost for the season.
Sadly, I kind of felt bad for that when that happened.
Trevon Diggs and Nick Chubb, both.
Trevon Diggs and who?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, the center. Oh, and Nick Chubb's lost for the year, but the center got hurt for the Cowboys too today.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. By Dazzy or whatever his name is. I don't remember. He has a weird name. Anyway, yeah, he had like a hamstring issue or something like that, but he shouldn't have missed too much time. But yeah, Nick Chubb, Trevon Diggs done for the year. Bryce Young's out this week. We'll talk all about that and more later on. Fam, you got another one in the win column. I should say back in the win column.
Yes. And they're gonna get another one.
Good.
Well, we're gonna get another one this weekend too. So yeah, no, they did. The second half looked good, but the first half was kind of piss poor. But we'll put that to bed, and we'll open the door on the next one for FAMU and Alabama State this weekend as well. But yeah, also too, going on right behind me on that TV back there, you have Alabama A&M and Arkansas Pine Bluff currently.
Oh yeah, I'm in this room which has a TV I put on Thursday Night Football where we're going on later on.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even watching the Thursday night game because I know it's
that game looks so pathetic though. We are probably no Saquon. It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough for the Giants. I already know. But yes, folks, be sure to leave a comment tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, have to leave a comment. But yes, go ahead, say it, Ace.
Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. You know, I'm gonna post the link for Twitter for the YouTube link for Twitter for the comment section because our Twitter section does have some issues, is what I'm gonna say. It's keep it nice and clean. Doesn't ever want to work. So I'm modding now to the YouTube comments. We're gonna talk to y'all. Keep it going. We like to have a good time, good vibes, all the goodies of life. So let's run this intro and get going.
It's kind of crazy. This angle makes it seem like I cut my hair, but I didn't.
Nah, he just tied it.
Yeah, I just tied it back up. I do need to get a retwist, though. I need one really, really bad, which I'll get probably before I go back. But enough about me. Let's go and roll it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash.
This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
Nice. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So, right off the bat, I don't know if you heard, but Guess how many recruits were in attendance for FAMU in West Florida last week?
I'm gonna say over 20.
Go higher.
30.
Higher.
50.
Higher.
100.
Yes. Right on the dot. And guess how many are going to be on campus for FAMU and Alabama State?
120, 150, somewhere in between that number.
115 recruits will be on campus this week. So that's 215 kids in 2 weeks.
All right. Yeah, so that is a lot of recruits. I'm going to say that straight out. That is a lot of recruits coming for them. That's good stuff for the program also. Which means it might, if 150 recruits come, 200 recruits come total in 2 weeks, that's going to be somewhere in between maybe 50 commitments. You never know.
Shoot, honestly, you never look.
Hey, that number can be easily higher. The way I'll be playing, put out a good first impression for them recruits. Never know, it could be up higher.
Exactly.
But baseline, somewhere going to be probably about 25% of the guys probably going to sign up.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's like you think about it too. It's like you have of all those kids and stuff. Then you put them right there in the student section. So like they're near the band. They see the student section. How the student section acts. They see the reception the football team gets from that and stuff. It's like all of that combined. It's very warming. It makes you want a piece of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, it's gonna be a very fun sight to see this weekend and stuff. It's gonna be a more jam-packed house as well. And also too, the other thing that happened last weekend, aside from recruits, was there was an issue regarding game day operations. I don't know if you heard about it, but it made big time news and multiple people were upset. So 17,953 people showed up Saturday last week for the West Florida game. Many fans were frustrated by issues surrounding game day. This is actually an article from the Tallahassee Democrat from Gerald Thomas. They pointed to a significantly delayed entry into the stadium for the 6 p.m. kickoff and the rule change this season that prohibits tailgating, tent parties, and in-grass areas in the north of the stadium. FAMU released a statement late Monday apologizing to fans for delayed ticketing, calling it unacceptable. FAMU officials met Monday afternoon to discuss the game day issues that included lack of staffing provided by the security company. That tells you everything you need to know. Florida A&M University would like to thank our stakeholders for their unwavering support of our athletics programs. Your support is integral to our unbroken tradition of success on and off the field, the statement read. And then also, too, they go on to interview a member of the 220 quarterback club who said, I was disappointed with how things were going. He said, I was looking at this long line wrapped around towards Gallimore Powell Fieldhouse, and I wanted to go home. They should have started letting people in early if people were willing to get to their seats rather than wait. According to game day information shared with Family Athletics websites, fans are permitted to enter the stadium through 6 gates on the west side and 7 on the east side. Investing in Champions members and Rattler Athletic Fund donors enter through their own gate. FAMU students enter through 2 shared gates with fans on the east side and must show their university ID. Whereas at Florida State, the gates open 2 hours prior to kickoff. And then also too, the same fans said they only had 1 gate open, and it appeared like they only had 1 person up there at the metal detector wand. They should open up more gates and have people do the safety measures, which honestly, this is the annoying part. Why is the announcer of the March 100, Joe Bullard, taking tickets along with a very prominent member of like the National Alumni Association, from what I've heard?
Yeah,
that makes sense
at all. Yeah.
So eventually, also too, it goes on and on to say, like, certain people are very upset with how tailgating went, of course. And I believe I also have an article for that too. Don't worry. Oh, I do.
Oh, wow. You can't prepare it. Put it up on the computer so we can see it.
Oh, I did. Oh, I had it on my phone.
Aw, you're slacking on me, man.
I mean, look, fine. Do you want me? If you want me to put it up, I can
No,
email it to you.
I'm just saying it feels like, so they can see what you're coming from on this, but it's all good. It's all good. We get what you're saying.
Oh no,
here.
no, no. Look, no. Here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna
Oh,
ad lib. No, we're gonna do this right. We're going to ad lib together while this comes through, because this is what we do.
Yeah, we'll fly it, wing it and fly it.
Oh, you know this. This is what we do. This is
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, cool.
So while we do
Let's
that,
wing this.
don't worry. So yeah, no, it basically just like voiced a lot of people's frustrations, and like it talks about the plan put in place to fix said issues to ensure that this issue won't happen going forward and everything like that, which rightfully so it does need to happen that way, because tailgating on the hill is a very integral part of FAMU's game day experience.
Mm-hmm.
And as I click on this and wait for it to pop up, because that happened very quickly.
I mean, them not letting tailgating happen the way it should happen is kind of, how do I say this, counterintuitive for the fan base experience, like the fan experience, people come to brag, they want to, you got a new stadium, new vibes going on by the stadium. He's like, come on now. Let's not be,
Exactly.
how do I say this nicely? Miss Umbridge. From Harry Potter. That's kind of how it's feeling like they're running it right now.
Oh yeah, no,
you get what I mean. It's like they're trying to be that big. How do I say this? Party pooper.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. I think, and honestly, I don't get why this had to happen, but I think, can you see it?
It's loading up right now. There, it's coming up.
Let me know when it comes up.
Yeah,
It's
we
up?
see it.
Awesome. So yeah, FAMU announces enhanced tailgating plan to ensure smoother traffic flow. A new road has been added within Bragg Memorial Stadium's parking lot. While this change has improved overall accessibility, it has led to the elimination of a portion of the grassy area that was traditionally used for tailgating. Tailgating is still permitted at Bragg Memorial Stadium. However, it will now be confined to the designated parking areas that have been paid for. No tailgating is allowed in any parking garage or campus roadway. In parking lots, tailgating shall be confined to assigned parking spaces and shall not impede traffic flow or parking spaces for other vehicles. The cooperation of fans in adhering to these designed spaces will greatly aid in the university in providing a safe and enjoyable environment for everyone to ensure an exceptional game day experience for fans and supporters. Florida A&M University has designated the Patty Foot lawn for additional tailgating. I don't think that that's what everybody wanted to hear. I don't think, but here you go. Here you go. Done already posted the picture.
Well, when I tell you tailgating is part of like a fan day, a game day experience, like slow traffic's also part of that. It comes hand in hand. It's not a football game unless you have bumper to bumper traffic, and the traffic doesn't make sense. Because people having a good time. When you have a good time, things are slow and things don't make sense. It's part of the thing. You don't have nice and neat when you're at a football game. Those are two things do not go together.
That part.
What they try doing here is kind of like, how do I say this without offending people?
No, go ahead and say it.
It will come out wrong if I say what I'm thinking in my head, but it's kind of like how you have like, the nice posh clean hands kind of thing where I'm trying to come from with this.
I was gonna say, I think it's like you're trying to like tell cattle where to go when you're herding cattle, but it doesn't necessarily always work like that.
No, they're trying to like clean it up in a sense where it's like they had something good going, but they're trying to change the culture of what they have. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And honestly, I've spoken to someone that is very highly upset with this still, and they're going to keep pushing and fighting this because it is what it is. It's crap. It's crap. That's just the fact of it. Because I feel like you should be able to tailgate as you were. Things should still be as they were. I don't see an issue personally. So I don't get it. So to those that want to still push the issue of getting this fixed, keep pushing the issue. Still, do not let those that are very upset with the issue of like ticketing and only one gate being open. I would greatly voice my displeasure because I know for a fact if I had been there last week, I would have said some things.
Imagine if somebody came from, let's say, Fort Lauderdale, right? Somewhere far, not close to Tallahassee, right? They came for that. Came to hear all those talks about FAMU and what's going on, you know. They come in there, they're a big fan of the team, they come showing up, and like, oh, really? We can't tailgate no more?
Thankfully, where I tailgate when I come to home games, for homecoming especially, is not in that area.
Near it.
This doesn't include me, but yeah, no, honestly, I would still keep pushing the narrative. That's what I would say to people. And I would also say, you know, don't let this be an issue when I come for homecoming. Because if it is,
you're going to hear it from him.
Oh, you think, don't let me go live.
Actually, we'll do you live. I'll live stream it.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, he would say some stuff he probably can't come back from. Especially when he's down there, up there for homecoming, and he already had a couple drinks in.
Look, I know we're supposed to wear.
When that mimosa hits him, oh yeah, he's done.
Not even mimosa, the dark liquor.
Oh God, where's drunk when I need him?
Yeah,
call drunk up right now.
No, we're supposed to.
Him and drunk on and through.
We're supposed to wear this image. No. Wearing an image gets you walked on. But on to other things. So far, got the game going on behind me and everything. So we have Arkansas Pine Bluff and we have Alabama A&M playing. So current score check on that is as follows. So right now, Alabama A&M leads 10-7. But also, too, something else interesting happened, too. In the MEAC, Ray Lewis's name came up as a replacement for Buddy Pugh at South Carolina State. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
I like it.
You like
South
it?
Carolina State right now is a team that's like their coach. It's kind of like he's already both feet out the door. It's not even 1 foot out the door right now. They kind of look.
Oh yeah, no, I told you, dude, he's mentally checked out.
He's checked out. The team isn't there. I think a guy like Ray, yeah, he'll spark them the way like. I don't want to say he's a kind of a different personality per se to Dion is, but they just have the same way of motivating people. You know what I mean? They just know how to motivate. Like I don't want to say boys because they're not kids anymore, but young men basically. They know how to motivate college kids. I feel like in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. And I think Ray he will go good down in South Carolina State.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, honestly, South Carolina State's been it's a defensive factory as far as the FCS draft picks and HBCU draft picks and things of such. Multiple MEAC titles, kept paying me for getting a couple, and then as well too, just also most recently putting Shaq Davis into the NFL and everything like that. I think he would be. I'll say this. I feel like for me personally, I feel like he's more along the lines of an Eddie George, where it's going to take a while for him to build it, versus the lines of what I felt Ed Reed was going to be at Bethune and what Dion was for Jackson State, where it was instant success. It just came instantly. Guys wanted to come because that was their mantra. Like they wanted guys now. So I think honestly, like good coach, he's going to be a heck of a motivator. If he is the guy and it's true, he's going to be a heck of a motivator. But I think it's going to still
he could probably recruit any defensive player he wants.
Oh, definitely.
Any like D-line, D linebacker kind of guy, you'll get any one of them you want. Exactly. And also you gotta remember, like Prime was flashy when he was in the league, but Ray was dominant and flashy at the same time.
Yes.
Like any football kid you show Ray Lewis's dance to, they'll say, "Hey, that Ray Lewis dance right there." Just like how Dion, he does the high step dance and his dance. That's Dion's. Ray kind of the same way. So I think a lot of kids would resonate with him too. So it's kind of, I don't think it would be like how Eddie George is, where not a lot of people like more casual NFL fans or younger ones know who Eddie George is compared to Ray, where a lot of younger kids know Ray compared to how they would know Eddie George.
That's true too, because honestly, a lot of kids that are, well, I can't say my age, but a lot of kids your age and younger didn't get to see Eddie George play. Whereas a lot of kids your age and younger got to see Ray Lewis play in his final days or in the last couple years, the latter years of his career. Whereas I didn't, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, I think Ray Lewis will have success at South Carolina State. Instant, no. Over time, yes. I think.
No, there's one guy, like, for it won't be more HBCU talks. So I'll save it for college football. But there's one guy also who just started getting into coaching, who I think would be a really good coach in both college and in the NFL. So we'll get into that when we get it over to college football. He just made his high school debut a couple of weeks ago. We didn't really talk about it much, but we'll get into it in a bit. We want to transition right over now. Actually, we can transition right into it.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna hit this right here.
Oh yeah, let's hit this first.
Well, of course, FAMU and Alabama State is definitely one key game to watch this weekend. It's a huge divisional matchup this weekend as well. Too, you have 0-3 Texas Southern traveling to 1-2 Grambling this weekend, and then another game that's got huge stakes in the West. Prairie View and our friend Coach Lemke, they travel to, I think not Urbana, Lorman, Mississippi, to play Alcorn State. Both of them sit there at 1-2. Game starts at 7:00. And then you also have Bethune traveling to Jackson, Mississippi this weekend. Jackson State's 2-2. Bethune is 1-2. So that's another interesting SWAC East matchup this weekend too. But the one I'm focused on is definitely Prairie View and Alcorn. So
I mean, yeah, that is gonna be a good game. It's just, when it comes to Alcorn, I don't like picking Alcorn anymore.
Hey, you never know. Honestly, I feel like, well, the way Southern looks, I feel like this game might decide the West.
Oh, I can see. I see what I know what you mean. I'm just saying, like, Alcorn. After that first run with them, it's just like, really.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I do think, I think that's one game to keep an eye on in the West.
That'll be a good game. It'll be a good game, though.
It will. All right, yeah, we can transition to the NFL now.
NFL or college football first?
Oh, actually, okay, fine. Let's go college football.
All right. I was shocked at the way there was people saying Alabama, the team didn't show up because they didn't respond with Saban's coaching quarterback decision of who we decided to put out there as a starter against USF. So the team was incredibly motivated for that game, and that's why it turned out the way it did. But on the flip side, it's like, USF might have one of the best front fours, front sevens, even in the AAC.
You know what's funny?
Because that gives even more respect to FAMU as what they did to them, but also to the fact Alabama could not move that ball in the trenches against USF.
That's what
what is his name? Deontay Banks, I believe his name was.
Mm-hmm.
He had like 3 sacks on them and like 2 tackles for a loss. And I was like, hey, yo, who this guy? They said he's a corner, but he moving like a DN.
It's actually funny that you said that, because I don't know if you know who Plies is, the rapper. You might be too young. Jeez, that tells a testament to how I am. Golly, man.
You're only 6 years older, bro. Chill.
I know, but still, it's like the fact that that's such a
president in a term and a half.
Yeah, but still, golly, man. Like, geez. But nah, I mean, it's even funny. Like, Plaza was even saying himself too. He's like, "There's no way that FAMU gave USF a better game for 4 quarters."
No, wait, no. Deontay Banks is a corner for the Giants. What the hell am I saying? I'll look up his name.
I think
Anyway, keep going.
boy Chad sent me
Deontay
his-
Banks almost picked off Brock Purdy. That's why I thought that. Anyway, I'll look it up.
I think your boy Chad sent me the name of it actually. Oh, Daquan Evans.
Daquan Evans. I don't know why I said Deontay Banks.
8 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 1 pass deflected.
Yeah, that dude was insane against Alabama. So wouldn't shock me if he ends up in Colorado next year, like all the other good USF players do.
Come on, don't say that. But yeah, no, actually, I was impressed.
They earn my respect on defense. Offense, like, man, Byron Brown needs some wide receivers. Oh my god, they suck. The pick where he threw to end the game, basically, dude ran the wrong way. He like completely lost the ball in the air. Brown threw it to the outside where he should have been, and the dude ran inside and looking inside. I'm like, what the hell? And the amount of drop passes they had, I felt kind of bad for Byron Brown.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I came away impressed. I came away not so much impressed with Alabama, but more so impressed with USF, and it made me feel better about the effort that FAMU had put forward. Because it was like, I don't want to say FAMU's on the same level as Alabama, because no. But for FAMU to go in there and stand toe to toe with USF the way they did, and then seeing what I saw the week after. Oh my gosh, I didn't change the.
But I would also say this too. It could be that USF took a next step in, like, as a team. First time head coach, every game they get better and better, because you also their defense looked terrible against Western Kentucky, right? Western Kentucky got the brakes beat off them by Marvin Harrison Jr. and Cal McCord, who's getting carried by Marvin Harrison Jr.
True.
So I really can't say much of that. Maybe it's just USF getting better every week. But also, I think, grain of salt there, FAMU, the way the trenches held up, it could have been easily worse, is all I'd say for that. Now, to this question, is it just QB issue for Alabama? No, it is not. If you watched that game, you saw Alabama had just as many drops as USF. Well, not as many, but it was almost as many. They had a lot of guys drop balls. And I know everybody was blaming Milroe for the first 2 games, especially against Texas, right?
Yep.
Nah, it's not a quarterback-only issue.
It's not.
It is a offense issue in general, because the guys aren't catching passes. The running game is the best part of the game right now. And even though it's a quarterback's job to get guys open, if you put it in their chest, they got to catch the ball. If they don't catch it, it's not on you, really your fault.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Milroe's going and throwing it into triple coverage every other play. So it's like, I don't know why they thought Buckner was going to be even better than Milroe. And I don't even believe Buckner is still like relevant on the team. I think he got demoted to 3rd string, and Ty Simpson is now the 2nd string quarterback, from what I was hearing from Alabama. So I believe Milroe's starting this week back. So
yeah, he is. But look, that's a tough task. You got to go to the Grove and play Ole Miss. I don't know, man.
I think the team responds to Milroe better, because when you watch like pregame, right, you saw the guys, they still vibing around Milroe, even though he wasn't starting that game. So I don't know if Alabama was using that game as a feeler game to see if any of these other guys would be better than Milroe, but also it could be Milroe, get your bearings straight, wake up call, get your game going, and just run the rest of the season out properly.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a stretch, but it's like Alabama could still technically make the playoff and win the West, despite losing to Texas. They just have to come up and bounce back in a big way this weekend. But will they? I don't know. It's just a lot. I have a lot of questions right now. But on the flip side too, you have a game in the ACC this weekend too. So Florida State hasn't won a game in Death Valley, Clemson, since 2013.
Bro, Clemson's
how does FSU win in a place that has haunted them since 2015?
Stop the run game. That's it. If you stop Wyatt Shipley, you're gonna win. That is literally the whole offense. You just keep him under 100 yards, you're winning that game easy. He can have 99 yards, gonna win.
I agree. That makes sense too. Because honestly, I think
Nick ain't him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people last week they questioned Florida State and stuff, but you need to realize this: Florida State went up. It was only September, but Florida State went up to Boston College, a place that they have historically struggled. Even the year Florida State won the national title, they struggled there. That game was probably the most challenging game on Florida State's schedule up until the national championship for FSU, that 2013 season. So you have to think about that. Consider that Alumni Stadium's not easy. The elements were not in Florida State's favor as well. And Mike Norvell was heavily upset and even stated himself like he wants to bounce back in a major way this weekend. And I think they were looking forward to Clemson. They were looking ahead, I think. But also, too, nobody in the top 10 or really in the top 3 had a great game. Not Florida State, not Alabama, LSU had probably the best because it was Mississippi State, but not even Georgia. Like, a lot of people looked bad this weekend. So I think
SEC been kind of, how do I say this, funky?
It has.
Suspect also, but like funky's I kind of feel like it's a better descriptive because like on paper these teams look good, and like the defenses are looking solid. It's just like the offenses aren't clicking yet, and maybe that's what you get when a lot of these teams lost their starting quarterbacks like Bryce Young and Stetson Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also like a team like Missouri. Missouri's 3-0. They looking pretty decent, although the teams they're playing against haven't been like elite world beaters. Still 3-0, and they haven't looked terrible. Shockingly.
Shout out to the basketball schools. All undefeated right now. But I mean, I know it's like I think this is where you see now like the quality of the backups. Those backup guys that are filling in as starters now. They are still learning to get command of their huddle.
An offense.
Command of the offense. Be on the same page with their offensive coordinators and head coaches and stuff. I think that's what you're finally seeing now. So
now,
give it time.
I would say there is a guy who came into a new team. All those head coaches, his dad, but still new team, new system, first year with a whole bunch of transfers, and he looking god amazing.
I see where you're going.
But I said this on Twitter. I don't think it's gonna happen though, but I will say this right now. If Colorado won the Natty, there will be a serious discussion for Shedeur Sanders to go number 1 over Caleb Williams. And if he makes it to the playoffs, and Caleb doesn't, and he keeps putting up these numbers every game, playing like how he is every game, I would say there is a legit conversation that needs to be had that he should go number 1. Now, what I will say is he should not go number 1 or number 2 because I don't want him going anywhere near the Chicago Bears or the Arizona Cardinals.
I agree with that. Now, see, that's
we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about them two teams in a bit, but please stay away from those two disaster shit there and Caleb.
I can honestly tell you, I feel like what would happen if that situation occurred.
Shedeur point Eli.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I would. Oh,
somebody gonna put Caleb and Shedeur are gonna put Eli to get out of both of those teams. Like, especially, it would not shock me. I give it a week, 2 weeks max, before everybody in that Chicago Bears organization gets fired.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
The stuff that's coming out about Allen Williams, bro. We're gonna talk about this in the NFL, but we can have a legit talk about that when we get to it. But that franchise is going to Washington Commanders level poverty.
Oh, I believe it.
Fields needs to get out. We'll talk about that. But back to Colorado. That was a good game. Like,
it was.
Didn't like Travis Hunter getting that hit, man. That was nasty hit. It wasn't. How do I say this? It was a late hit, but it wasn't atrocious. I've seen dirtier hits than that.
Same. The thing is stop sending the kid death threats and stop saying he should lose his
scholarship. Be better. Come on now.
And no, see that's the stupidity. Like and what that is also people that have never put a helmet on a day in their lives. saying, "Oh, well, this kid should lose his scholarship because he hit Travis Hunter." No, it's football. Before Congress actually made it legal to honestly kill a man on the football field, you can. This is the one sport where you can honestly kill. This in boxing, you can kill a man accidentally and not go to jail for it.
Let's not say that too loud, but yeah.
Oh well, okay. Well, you know what I mean. If I'm being honest, look, I can't say that either. It's too dark.
All right, moving on. All right, Colorado, went down. They went down. Shitter came back. The offense came back. Xavier Weaver, legit conversation to be a top 5 wide receiver in this draft class. Legit conversation to be a first round pick this year. Jimmy Herman started rough, came back strong. That's what you like to see in guys, But Weaver is definitely wide receiver 1 on that team, and there will be a legit conversation to go for him to be the 3rd or 4th wide receiver drafted in this draft. Maybe, probably 5th most likely, but there's a legit chance he can go 3rd or 4th behind Marvin and Keon Coleman, who I think will be the top 2 guys, followed by it could be the 2 in Washington go before him because those 2 are nasty. We'll get into Washington in a minute. There's also a guy in Missouri who's really good. There's a couple other guys out there who are very talented, but Xavier Weaver, the numbers he's putting up right now with Shitter is just insane. So yeah, that's good. Showed up in overtime. They won. I believe they scored the 10 points total to win it.
Yeah.
I went to sleep just before overtime. I went to sleep about 3-4 minutes left in the game. I couldn't stay up that late. Dude, I was exhausted.
Dude, I crashed out at halftime. I watched the highlights. I was like, I can't.
If I'm not mistaken, USC Colorado's what? 12 o'clock next week?
12 o'clock next week.
12 o'clock next week. Oregon, Colorado this week. No Travis Hunter. That's going to be interesting.
Travis Hunter's dealing with a lacerated liver.
Mm-hmm. I believe he's out 2-3 weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah. He's going to miss some time.
He's going to miss both the 2 big games for Colorado. So, hey, should they come out and put up 500 and a win both weeks, 400 and a win both weeks this week? Conversations will be started to have. We'll be starting dialogues on who should be going number 1. Just saying.
Dude, it's gonna be insane. I don't expect them to win this weekend or next weekend. No. But if they do,
without Travis, it would be kind of rough. But if they do, big if though, conversations and dialogues will be held.
If they win these next 2 games, that's gonna be a sight to see. Also, too, forget this week for a second. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to seeing. We're gonna talk about this on the season finale too next week. Shiloh Sanders matching up against Jerry Rice's son, who plays for USC.
Yeah, that can be fun. Wait, go back now. Season finale. We ain't taking no time off. We'll just start the next season the week after.
Hold up, I need some time.
You need some time. It's the middle of football season. We can't be taking no time.
Oh Jesus! All right, well I guess not. That's not. I was going to ask for maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Hey, I need to be on here for week 5 for reasons after week 5, NFL week 5. We unless you want to do season premiere week 5, the week after week 5, so October. What is the date? We'll get into that in a bit on why I want that. October 11th, we can come back if you really want. You get a week off.
All right, fine. October 11th works. But yes.
All right, cool. Back to the business. Yeah. So Colorado, that'd be an interesting game.
Yes.
Shiloh Shitter versus Jerry Rice's son. We're gonna be looking like it'd be kind of weird. It'd be cool but weird at the same time. Anyway, what else we have? We talked about Mel Tucker. He finally got fired. We talked about that last week. Right?
Yeah, so apparently he was on some type of specific suspension, but now officially this past week he's formally fired. Yeah. Dude, it's pretty crazy. It's still crazy the fact that I showed you that picture on here last week of him and that lady together. That's the plot of it all, is what I question. So he knew her.
He knew it all the way.
Look, you probably knew her biblically.
Anyways, moving on. Washington, bro. Phoenix put up some great numbers, like 400 yards and 5 TDs at halftime. It was insane.
Look, Tampa, Florida
Phoenix,
product.
too.
Tampa, Florida product, and also a Heisman candidate. It's and
South Pole going crazy.
It's insane that the Pac-12 has like 5 different quarterbacks that can all start, that probably will start in the coming future in the NFL, or will be on NFL rosters somewhere. A couple of them are Heisman candidates, and the conference is just falling apart. It's insane.
That's sad.
It really is. It's like so much talent.
Pac-12 going out with a bang.
Really, yeah, I know. Yeah, at least we can say it did. It went out with a bang.
Rest in peace, Pac-12, but you went out with a bang. We love y'all.
I don't get it. It's insane.
We're gonna miss our night football.
I'm not. I'm gonna go to sleep soon. Gonna miss.
Yeah, I didn't like the Colorado's game. That start time was a little late, but
look, they need to not. They need to start that at 8:00 Eastern time. If they gonna do that, 8:00 Eastern time, man. We can't be no. We cannot do 10 o'clock at night. 10:30 is when we get in bed and get comfortable. 11 o'clock.
Early bird.
You said I'm just saying. But
all right, let's take it on over to NFL.
Sure.
Are we talking about key games? What are the key games this week? Not really much besides FSU.
I mean, you got
Oregon.
Oh, you meant college. I mean, we kind of highlighted all of them, really.
Mm-hmm. All right,
well,
let's move on.
Notre Dame, but I expect Notre Dame.
Man, I would seriously consider taking Notre Dame in that one.
Yeah, same. I'm already picking Notre Dame.
I have zero faith in Ohio State, man. I don't trust McCord at all.
Same.
I trust Sam Hartman before I trust Kyle McCord.
I mean, just the fact that it's in South Bend, like that tells me everything I need to know.
All right, let's take it on down. Next one.
Are we still?
All right, let's move on to the NFL.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Injuries was brutal this week, man. Trayvon Diggs, Shaq Thompson, Nick Chubb, Aaron Rodgers already, and it's only been 2 weeks into the season.
Hey, you got some injuries are part of the game, unfortunately, but you got to move forward and next man up mentality. You hate it though because you were really looking
for Jerome Ford.
Hmm?
Armwood boy Jerome Ford gonna carry Cleveland now.
Oh yes, I saw that, dude. He balled out Monday night. He balled.
Deshaun need to get the act together though, cause we need to stop screwing around.
Honestly, dude, yeah, I will say, dude, because look, T.J. Watt was balling.
T.J. Watt on a different level.
Yes, dude. I'm like, we lost J.J., but T.J. picking up the slack big time.
T.J. a menace to society.
That's what I'm saying. And then also, too, this.
Only 2 weeks. Like I said, week 5 is when I'll do it. Bucs Saints week 4. And then I believe that's Kamara's first game back. So week 5, he gets 2 games back. I believe that's the Patriots game.
That's a win.
Bucs would be on the bye week by then. So I will make my actual determining factors of what I think about the NFC South on week 5. It's only week 2. A lot of teams start off 2-0. There's a 40% chance or 37% chance they don't even make the playoffs. So, it's kind of one of these 3 teams who are 2-0 between the Falcons, Bucs, and Saints are probably not making the playoffs.
Falcons.
Yeah, probably. Desmond Ridder looks garbage, but somehow Bijan Robinson, it looks like we thought he was going to be.
You know what's crazy about that? I questioned if he deserved to wear the number 7 for the Falcons. But let's be real. Don't look at me like that. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know. But they won't retire number 7 because of probably how it and did with Vic, but yeah.
See, you about to make me get up and go get this jersey.
Hey, I don't see drunk in this comment section, so I mean, you never have nobody to comment about it.
That's true. But I mean, look,
Drunk,
man,
probably drunk right now.
until the Falcons will not win anything until they do right by Michael Vick. So I'm just gonna say that. And then the other thing I'm gonna say too is this. I questioned if he was worthy enough to wear the number 7 because of what the number 7 is to Atlanta, with just the Falcons, regardless of what people may think about Michael Vick. But he came out there, he's been balling so far. So look, it's fine. And Michael Vick doesn't seem to be upset about it because Bijan Robinson is doing what he does. But yeah, no, I'm like, I don't get how Desmond Ridder keeps getting lucky and lucky every week.
Man, the Packers shot themselves in the foot though. That fourth quarter, like Love wasn't great, I'll say that, but the play calls were terrible.
That's true. Like me, honestly, I was questioning myself. Like, all right, well, is he the guy that's going to make people forget about Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay? Because Aaron Rodgers,
he has a chance.
Yeah,
there's a chance.
There is still, but I will say this too.
I want to see how he holds up against the Saints defense this week. Because I mean, it was Tannehill and Bryce Young, to be fair, the first 2 weeks. But they've allowed 1 touchdown the entire season, and that was in garbage time last week or Monday.
Jordan Love, not Bryce Young.
For Bryce, no, I'm saying the Saints defense has allowed 1 touchdown this season.
Oh, true.
And that was a garbage time touchdown. So if Love comes out, Watson and Aaron Jones are gonna be back this week. So this is gonna be how do I say this? There's a minimum level of excuses for both sides.
True.
So that said, I would be interested to see how Love handles the Saints defense. Because if he handles it great, plays well, agenda is going to be started for me. I will say that. But if he plays terrible, I would say, okay, yeah, we might need to pump some brakes on him until he actually gets his group. Because last week he looked like a guy who's only made 2 NFL starts in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of that fourth quarter, that was his first real close game where he had to actually know how to handle it. And he looked like a guy who never had to handle that situation before. So, with that being said, like, if he handled it right, he goes about his business the right way. Beats is saying like he can prove he could be a guy who can make people forget about Rodgers.
True.
Well, not forget about it, you know what I mean, but
like it's okay. I got us now.
Yeah,
like
pretty
that.
much.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, is he really about to lead this fourth quarter comeback in this 2-minute drill? And they threw a pick, and I was like, golly.
I'm gonna say this: the NFC East is the best division in the NFC, right? Between the Eagles, Cowboys, and Washington.
Yeah.
Giants, not really, but whatever. And the NFC South is the second best division between the Saints and Bucks. We'll see really week 4 how that works out because Saints offenses look meh at best. They did not look good either. Like, they're moving the ball, but the red zone offense is not good, and Derek Carr has still made some very much boneheaded decisions.
I don't know if you saw Derek Carr's interview on Monday Night Countdown.
No, I did not.
It basically highlighted like how he's looking for, much like Baker Mayfield, he's looking for a new home. He's looking for trustworthiness. He feels comfortable being back with Dennis Allen now. And see, don't roll your eyes like that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And all the stuff he played was something like a season of Dennis Allen.
And then he also poured out, like he was saying, like how he poured out so much of his heart and his soul for the Raiders and stuff and everything. And he was just saying, like, it was basically just like him, like, explaining his journey, so to say.
Okay, cool.
And he was saying, like, how happy he is to be in New Orleans and be a Saint. And how he basically called that deep bomb to your boy, number 22.
Shaheed.
Yeah, Shaheed. And
oh, good for him.
I love how Ace is just like, I'm not impressed.
Bro threw that ball into double coverage or triple coverage Monday, and I'm like, Are we sure that ain't James throwing the ball?
Stop.
When he did that, I was like, bro, is that 2 out there or is that 4? I can't tell. My
Stop.
glasses broke. I can't tell. Sheesh. Anyway, he was good some parts, and then sometimes you're like, what the hell this man doing?
Thankfully, they have a defense.
I said that defense is next level. But if Olave didn't make that one hand tip catch, that offense was not going anywhere. But with that being said, the Bucks offense, I don't know how much of it is the Bears being a dysfunctional, terrible franchise and on offense and defense and in the management and coaching and all that. It's just a whole shit show over there. But the Bucks offense has looked much more competent than the Saints offense so far through 2 games.
I will say honestly, I've been very like everything that I'll say this. How do I say it? All these like never give up on the play type situations that Baker Mayfield is making and doing it the right way is what I wanted Jameis to be.
Baker made a throw there against the Bears where I'm like, bro, if Mahomes did that, Twitter would have broke.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, the one where he almost got tackled, he fell down, he just like sidearmed it, falling down to the who did he throw to? Was it a running back or a tight end? I think it was a tight end.
It was to a tight end. It was to a tight end because he hit the tight ends a lot of touchdowns on those types of plays where he should have been sacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I came. That was very impressed with. So
he's looking more 2019-esque before the injury kind of thing.
Dude, he's trying,
but he's still managing that shoulder, so I don't know how much is it thing. Week 4 going to be interesting to see, especially with Kamara coming back. But
Monday night's going to be interesting to see
how the Bucs defense handles Philly.
Yeah, because honestly, I've gotten mixed emotions from Philly fans that I know. Some of them are very confident and cocky that this is going to be like some 40-point victory. And then some of them are like, you know what, we should not be talking right now. We look very lethargic by our standards. And if we come in too cocky, we're going to get beat. So it's been.
I'm starting to think, I don't want to cut you off here, but it's like, kind of feel like Shane, going to your point of the Eagles looking lethargic, right?
Yeah.
Kind of feel like there's people whispering that Shane Steichen was really the mastermind behind the Hurts resurrection and not Sirianni. Because the minute he left, you saw Indy's offense has looked somewhat competent, even though it has been who they played?
They played Jacksonville and then they played
Jacksonville and Houston, yeah. I mean, albeit Houston's defense is not great, but Houston did give the Ravens a little bit of fits. And Stingley ain't that bad. Stingley actually been pretty solid. But, you know, like they've looked like a halfway competent offense even without Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to Philly, where Philly offense looked pathetic the first 2 weeks. I don't know if it's, you know, that team that loses the Super Bowl kind of like slump where, you know, they take a minute to get going back. It's not a Super Bowl hangover. It's like, you know, like the team who loses the Super Bowl, they just generally start off a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like maybe that could be the case with Philly, but also like the offense just like they were moving good, like running the ball Thursday night, and then AJ Brown started complaining, and they tried going to force feeding him in the end zone, and they had to end up with a field goal because it didn't work.
Right.
So like the offense is still got to work out. It's kind of like the SEC almost. They had to work out the kinks. They're kind of funky right now.
Right. Yeah. No, for their offense will come with time. I think. It better shoot. Jalen Hurts better start balling out. I have my own dilemma. Jalen Hurts coming in here Monday night, starting for my fantasy team, or
you just lost Chubb too.
I know. I picked up Gus Edwards though, so it's all good.
Now, see if you wanted to make a trade for one of my running backs. I got a lot of running backs.
I'll think about it.
Don't think too hard. Browns lost Nick Chubb for the season. You know, that knee went bye-bye after a hit from Minkah Fitzpatrick. Sorry for him. That kind of sucked to see for him because he's so good, so consistent all the time. He was ready to be the best running back in the league.
You know,
all around, he was catching balls.
He was, dude. He was balling. I stepped out to go get Wingstop. I stepped out for 15 minutes. I came back and they said, "Oh, injury update on Nick Chubb." I was like, "Golly." I was so hurt. But I was just like, I don't get it. And also, too, your boys Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on IR for a pec injury.
Torn pec. He tore his pec and he played the whole game with one arm.
That takes heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. Also, too, Shaq Thompson lost for the season for the Panthers.
Broke leg.
Shame.
That sucked to see too. And it was a fluke play too, because after the play he got rolled up. He was walking about to celebrate, and somebody rolled up on his leg after falling down in the crowd behind him, and he got hurt. So that was it kind of sucked to see that for him. All right, going through our week 3 games. Thursday Night Football is kind of boring right now. 3-3. Giants 49ers. Bills Commanders next Sunday. Who are we taking? Bills 1-1, Commanders 2-0.
Honestly, I think Commanders.
I think Commanders
In Washington?
I believe that's the home. They started home opener week 1. The offense, they haven't really had a necessity to throw it a lot. So we haven't got to see the full Sam Howell display because it came back down 18. But they didn't really need to throw it a whole lot to do it. That was a lot of bang, bang. We're right back in it. So, Bills, on the other hand, like, James Cook looks solid, but, Allen, when he gets pressure, he doesn't make some bonehead decisions.
You're right. This game is actually better than the Thursday night game right now.
Gee.
It's 10-10.
Wow.
My bad.
All right.
My bad. Keep going.
Bills, Josh Allen, when he gets pressure, he doesn't make some really boneheaded stuff, so it wouldn't shock me. Chase Young looked all the way back Sunday against the Broncos, sack and a half. He looked, for a guy out of shape, trying to work his way back into getting big-time reps, he looked really good. Broncos, Dolphins, Tua, early MVP Dolphins. Even without Waddle, Surtain on Tyreek, I will say, remember what I said? If Christian Gonzalez held Tyreek over 100 yards, give him Defensive Rookie of the Year. What Christian Gonzalez went and did? Kept Tyreek under 100 yards.
But see, look, here's gonna happen. They're gonna probably put Surtain on one side of the field, or just move him around on one specific individual, whether it be Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle.
Waddle ain't playing. I don't think he had a concussion.
Oh well, still they have other weapons. They're gonna probably assign Tyreek Hill or assign Patrick Surtain straight to Tyreek Hill and use all these other weapons and just shred them. So it's going anyway. Dolphins are winning.
That's how it's gonna work. Dolphins winning that.
Elements are gonna get to Denver as well.
All right, this game, the next one I'm gonna bring up is kind of interesting because Gronkowski was saying if the Vikings lose this game, Kirk Cousins can probably be talked about getting traded, and they're gonna blow it up and try to tank for like a guy like Caleb. So, that being said, Caleb with Justin Jefferson might be nasty. Vikings just traded for Cam Akers. Chargers, Austin Eckler looks to be out. Who we taking, Chargers or Vikings? I still think Chargers offense will figure it out. Even if their secondary's been getting torched like hell.
It's proving to not be hard to go into Minneapolis and win.
That being said, if the Chargers go 0-3 and it's another close game loss, I could easily see Brandon Staley getting fired this week. Might be a little early, hot take there, but Chargers, if they lose another close game, especially after the playoffs, especially how they lost to the Dolphins, especially how it's been going for them this season.
I would say they're 0-4.
Losing another close game against the Titans in overtime, I could easily see Staley getting fired.
Do you realize they're 0-4? They're 0. No, my bad. They're 0-3 in their last 3 games. 0-4.
That's what I'm saying. It's like in close games, Staley has been atrocious. And he's a defensive-minded head coach, and his defense is getting gassed. Like people torching them left and right.
His last chance.
this game is going to be a key game in determining both of these teams' seasons, essentially. So it's a big game for them. That being said, I'm going to take Chargers. I believe in Herbert. He'll get it going.
How about
Ravens, Colts, no Anthony Richardson. I'm
the
working my way down the list.
Mayflower Bowl?
Zay Flowers going to go crazy Ravens, right?
No, you didn't hear me.
But
The Mayflower Bowl. I like the Ravens, but that's what this is. This is the Mayflower Bowl.
Falcons, Lions, right?
Yeah, I say we need to pull up with a Mayflower truck.
Oh Lord, we need some Mayfield ice cream from Winn-Dixie.
Wow, keep going.
All right, Falcons, Lions, right?
Yes.
By the way, James Houston went on IR
Oh man.
for a couple weeks. He'll be back though. He's not season ending.
Okay.
Patriots, Jets. Who we taking in that one?
Jets.
Zach Wilson against Bill Belichick. You taking Zach Wilson? I think Zach Wilson loses this game. Minnesota loses this game. Kirk Cousins ends up a Jet by the end of next week.
Jeez, that'd be a crazy plot.
Ooh. I'm just feeling it. If that happens, I can see it happening.
That would be a crazy plot.
I think Patriots gonna get this one. Mac Jones, they're gonna get. The offense hasn't been terrible, but I feel they're gonna get going. And then it's gonna be hard for Zach Wilson to handle Bill Belichick's defenses. We know it. Saints, Packers. I think the Saints are gonna win it because Kendra Miller is gonna be back, so they will have some form of running game. And Olave and Thomas and Shaheed are just very hard to stop, even no matter who's the quarterback. But I could easily see the Packers winning, but I'm still taking the Saints probably.
Let's see. In Green Bay, give me the Packers. Give me the Packers.
Texans, Jaguars. Jags, right?
Yeah, Jaguars.
I keep Texans on a surprise upset, though. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park.
Oh, it's a divisional game. Won't be easy.
Titans, Browns. I'm going to take the Browns. I think, well,
yeah.
I mean, no. I'm taking the Titans. Titans have the best run defense in the league, in my opinion. So Deshaun's going to have to beat them. And I don't know if Deshaun's going to be able to beat them.
I think Deshaun gets them. I like the Browns.
Deshaun's been terrible this season, man. He's like a bottom 10 quarterback right now.
He still has a running game though, and they're talking. They've had talks with Kareem Hunt since Nick Chubb went down.
No, they already signed Kareem Hunt.
Oh, last I heard, they had just had talks. Did not know that.
No, they signed him yesterday. Panthers, Seahawks. Andy Dalton starting. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah, definitely Seahawks.
Bears, Chiefs. After this, we're going to talk about the Bears.
Oh,
after
definitely.
We finish the names, the thing.
Chiefs by 40. Chiefs by 40.
The Chiefs offense hasn't been looking good, but Kelsey's going to be all the way back this week. Yeah, Chiefs by, probably 40. All right, Cowboys, Cardinals. No Trayvon Diggs. No problem for Dak and them to handle the Cardinals. Are we being come on? Cardinals are obviously keeping the games good early, and then they're just blowing them at the end.
Cowboys by 50.
Probably wouldn't shock me. Steelers, Raiders. Maybe it was Steelers. Sunday Night Football.
Steelers. I don't get how this
Eagles,
got Sunday
Eagles,
Night.
Bucks.
Honestly,
I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna take the Eagles, but it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be closer than what people expect, but this is gonna be one of those games.
I see it.
Yeah.
Rams, Bengals. Burrow might not play though. I don't know about this one yet. I'll have to wait until I hear word on Burrow.
Yeah, honestly,
But I don't know. This Puka Nasua guy is looking real nice. So Tutu Atwell finally got his act together.
Mm-hmm.
He's been breaking out good. So I'm gonna take the Rams right now. But if Burrow plays, I could see them coming back. It'll be a Super Bowl rematch. But Burrow hasn't looked great either this season, so I don't know. All right, let's talk about these Bears.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to me about this. What's this Washington Commanders type of toilet issue?
All right, where do you want to start?
We could start with
With
what
the allegations or what the team is saying?
I've heard. A couple things where they said, Chase Claypool for his effort might get put on IR. Personally, I've heard P
Wait, give me a second. No,
C
wait.
C P.
What is that? That's what Alan Williams are saying is
I just see CP.
Wow. What does that stand for?
What, colored people?
Oh no, never mind. He ain't getting it. I'm not saying it on the internet though. Starts with let's just say how do I say this? Really bad stuff that even prisoners in jail don't like people who do this stuff.
You can type this in the private chat, sir.
All right.
But see, because you got me saying things like that. But I mean, yeah, I kind of figured, Plus, it's like I think Justin Fields is being held back by. I said in the private chat.
I didn't realize which one I did. How do I delete that? Delete comment. I can't delete it on YouTube though. Yeah, that's what it is, guys. I didn't realize which one I was doing this with. My bad. Put user in timeout.
Yeah.
Can't ban the chat owner or moderator. Tough crowd.
It's okay. We'll go back and delete it. But geez, I did not know that.
Bruh, even Pat McAfee was saying his sources have told us that the FBI raid did happen on his house, and some of these allegations, like what I accidentally typed in the public chat and not the private chat, are what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bears on the end of this hand are saying his house wasn't raided, and what up, Ashton? Don't check the comment above you.
Yeah, don't check the comment above you. Oh my god.
Flash, Ace wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. He was busy trying to focus on finding the details of what was happening while,
So the Bears have a lot of internal issues going on and stuff that is very, very dark and that needs investigating.
Are very wrong. Very wrong, very dark, and Saints are 2-0. That's something. No, it isn't.
Jeez.
They should be 2-0. Titans aren't really that great, to be honest, even though they beat the Chargers. Like, Saints offense still looked kind of pretty much pathetic in the red zone. And it looked a lot like a game from last season. So
I would say you are ruthless. You are very ruthless.
Hey, oh shit, it's not week 5 yet. Week 5, I'll give them a compliment if it's good. I won't say nothing about them next week if they lose, so I'll keep my mouth shut. They said, so yeah, basically Alan Williams, they said he resigned for health reasons, and he can't say anything without a lawyer present. So
I heard that they had a coach that didn't travel to Tampa for that game.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. With the
Okay.
With that comment right there.
Yeah.
That I can't delete, but I can delete it off of Facebook.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I screwed up with that. Anyway.
But
so yeah, the Bears dumpster fire there, and the fact that they aren't saying what it is, it's kind of like when it comes out, like officially, if it's true, yeah, that is a type of thing that could probably bring down everybody involved in it. Like not involved, but like, in the organization involved.
You
like
would hope
in his
there's not
hiring
multiple people
process and all
involved.
that stuff.
You would hope there's not multiple people. You would hope there's not multiple people involved. If there is, a lot of heads are gonna roll. Oh yeah, no, I hope not either. Because if there is, you're gonna hear about it. You're gonna definitely hear about it. Because I am definitely not one to sit back and just take crap. I will definitely voice my frustrations. I don't care if Tiffany is there or not. I'll definitely voice my frustration because it's her job and whoever's in charge of game day operations to ensure that those types of issues don't happen. And I'm not going to paint myself a certain way to fit somebody's narrative or anything like that. If I feel something's not right, I'm gonna voice it. So just get ready. So they better make sure every I's dotted and every T's crossed and everything's in the upright position where it's supposed to be. Because I definitely will say what I need to say.
Yeah.
My bad, Ace. Keep going.
No, that's about it, really. That's all I can say. I ain't saying more until it's like confirmed. But like most of the time, McAfee's sources are pretty accurate. So when he said it, it's like MLF football or whatever it's called, MF football or whatever, the one I'm talking about. The account.
That account. Yeah, I've seen that before.
That one, I was like, okay, it might be true, it might not be. Like, hopefully, you don't want to hear people be doing that kind of nastiness. But like, if once McAfee said the allegations are sources are telling them those same things, it's like, yeah, kind of lost all your hope that he wasn't a psycho. So, yeah, Bears. Justin Fields called out coaching for his freezing.
It's truth. He's not
His coaching his development was terrible. From Matt Nagy, why do you think the Chiefs offense looks terrible? Look at the offense coordinator, but we won't get into that.
I was going to say
look at the Washington offense, but we won't get into that right now. We don't have enough time in the day to do that.
I was going to say Donovan Smith and not Orlando Brown, but Juwan Taylor. Both of those tackles just suck. I was going to say that.
That too, but like you just look at the offensive scheme Nagy's running with them. It's like two different things from what Bieniemy was running. I don't know how much of it's Kelsey being hurt, but like you watching that Washington offense, how it came alive against Denver, how it won and handled its business week 1.
Because Eric Bieniemy was the glue. People don't realize this. Eric Bieniemy was the glue. Eric Bieniemy should be an NFL head coach right now, but we don't want to give it to him because he's a black man.
We're hitting all the sensitive topics today. I need to delete that. I'm just looking at that comment. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to delete that so bad.
Man, it's the truth. Like the NFL didn't want to hire Eric Bieniemy because he was a black man, and most people felt like, oh well, it was all Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. No.
The enemy had a lot to do with it.
Exactly. A whole lot to do with it. Same way it wasn't all Sirianni and Philly. Like, let's be real.
The offensive coordinator has a lot to do with what happens in the offense. That's why they're called a coordinator.
Exactly. Same way that, the Bucs offense, I mean, they
figured their behinds out after Byron Leftwich left.
Exactly. And even then, still, it's like when Bruce Arians and Tom Brady were in the same room together with Byron Leftwich, it was mostly Arians and Tom Brady. And then when Arians was gone,
Tom Brady, one of those guys, though, who you don't need really an offensive coordinator. He could just elevate above bad coaching.
That's true. But at the same time, too, it's like Byron Leftwich doesn't have the cojones to stand up to Tom Brady like Bruce Arians. Let's be real. Yeah. Let's just be real. Do you really think Byron Leftwich is man enough to tell Tom Brady no? I know Bruce Arians like would. So it's the truth. It is the truth all around. So yeah, no. I makes sense. It makes sense.
All right. We have anything else? Did I forget anything? I don't think I did I?
No, oh well, let's get this from you before we do get out of here this evening.
Cool. Give me 35. Give me 38. 10.
So FAMU's going to add one more extra touchdown on Saturday.
Fair enough for me.
So Ace is going FAMU 38, Alabama State 10. Okay.
What you going with? Saving that for Saturday night, guys. Better tune in.
Yeah, saving it for Saturday. Tune in Saturday. You'll get the full-on thing. You'll get the whole breakdown and everything. We'll talk about how many recruits are on this week. We'll talk about what players have been standing out, what players have been standing out for a while since 2018, but what player in particular. Also, too, we'll talk about, Alabama State, keys to victory, things such as that. What type of things we should be looking for in this game, what this game means for the SWAC conference, SWAC East race, and everything like that. Golly, I'm getting tired and I'm getting hungry. But yeah. So we'll talk about all right. Y'all heard from Ace.
Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, like as always. I'll figure out how to delete that comment. Won't make too much of a big deal of it. Y'all, you get what I meant, though. We're talking about Alan Williams there. So if anybody ever goes back and tries to figure out why the hell we're talking about that, just know that's what we're talking about. We'll put it in the description if you're really going to get fussy about it. Yeah, anyways. How do I say this? Be a friend, tell a friend. I already said all that goodies. Next week will be season finale, sadly. Already 14 weeks since we've been doing this again. Season 7, who knows? I might have a guest for y'all week 5 if the Saints are doing terrible.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I've been so busy. I have not had time to DM anybody.
I got a guest lined up, though. One of my guys. If the Saints, how it depends on them, by week 5, we'll give our objective opinions we agreed to. I have to go on his podcast week 6 if it goes how we think it's going to go.
Okay.
So who knows?
That's going to do it for us. Make sure you join us on Saturday at 5 p.m. Thank you so much. We hope you stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you next week.